Hello and welcome to my dungeon. Today I want to talk about house rules, or let's call them incentive structures, that you can use to get more role-playing out of your players or encourage any other type of in-game character behavior that you want to see at your table. This can be used for Dungeons and Dragons, but it's equally possible in any other game. Death in Space, Coriolis, Star Wars, Call of Cthulhu, whatever you're playing, these rules are pretty universal and can be brought into any game. Now, I recently had my session 0 for Coriolis, the Third Horizon, after this sitting on my shelf for 7 or 8 years. My group has finally decided to give it a try. And during that session 0, we're discussing the house rules that we would be using. And I decided to import some rules from 7th C, 2nd edition. Now pretty much there's only one rule I like in this game, and that is the rule of heroic storylines, meaning storylines that are character specific. As I think that just thinking about having a personalized storyline for their character will make the players engage with their character more and think more about the story and the narrative, and I'm going for a very narrative-driven game with Coriolis. The way 7th C does it is that the players choose a type of heroic storyline for their characters. That could be something like amnesia, a curse, a hunt for something, lost love, a rivalry, a romance, or a vendetta. Then, together with the GM, you will work on how to implement that in the game. And the trick here is that the players only give you a rough outline to work with. The player doesn't know how exactly this will play out in the game, just that there is this plot that they are working for, and that their character will get a reward at the end of that storyline. Which brings us to incentive structures. In 7th C, you get points to improve your character, and that is very easy to implement in pretty much any game by Free League. Anything that uses the Mutant Year Zero engine, Coriolis, Forbidden Lands, Dragonbane, Vassin, they all have this experience structure that at the end of the game you have a number of check marks to determine how much experience each player gets. Me and my group, we just replaced one of those check marks. The first one, did you attend that session? We replaced that one with, did the character make a significant step towards the personal goal? And then finally 2 XP for a character reaching that personal goal. We decided we didn't want to overwhelm the game with incentives for the personal goals, so the XP rewards are on level with the other XP rewards for exploration, personal drama, and just playing the game as is intended. So this house rule should neatly incorporate into the rest of the Coriolis rules. And despite from drama and role-playing and personal quests, if you're playing any of these games or any other game, I would encourage you to house rule the XP rewards to reward actions and behavior that you want to see at the table and not reward what you don't want to see. Let's go to a simple example from old school Dungeons and Dragons. When I was young, I always heard everyone had this preconception that Dungeons and Dragons is just a hack and slay game. You just kill monsters, get XP for that, level up. It's like Diablo. And that can easily happen if you get experience points for killing monsters. But if you use gold for experience points, suddenly there's no incentive to actually killing the monsters, and it's far more profitable to find a clever solution to get past the monsters and get to the treasure. And suddenly the game has become from hack and slay, where killing monsters the main incentive, to more like a clever thinking thief game about dungeon crawling or wherever you get your ill-gained treasures. And if you change that incentive structure around again, you might get different kinds of games. If you say you get experience points for gold and treasure, but you don't have to get it from a dungeon, you could get it from a rich merchant, suddenly you play a game of a Thieves Guild. If you use milestone leveling, then focusing on the main plot and the main storyline is the main course of action. If you give experience points for exploring new hexes and finding new adventure sites, then traveling and exploration becomes the main focus of the game. Every time it boils down to the simple principle: reward the behavior that you want to see in the game and don't reward the behavior that you don't want to see. And I would encourage you to just try that out for a few gaming sessions and then maybe share the results in the comments below. If you liked this video and like to see more like it, like and share it and consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to support my creative work, check out the video descriptions. There are affiliate links for role-playing games, but also links to the books and adventures that I've written myself. For now, I bid thee farewell, dreamers, until we shall meet again.